Namaste, beloveds. How are you doing today? I trust that you are feeling blessed and renewed and reinvigorated, at least those of us who are in Mumbai with the rains. So, today I want to talk a little bit about what we started talking about yesterday, right? Yesterday we spoke about the death of George Floyd and how this had to do with, mastery and slavery mentality, right? Yesterday, when I spoke to you about George, I was not aware that there was this very sad, tragic incident that had taken place in our country simultaneously. And this involved a pregnant elephant who was fed a pineapple with firecrackers in it, you know. And obviously, this led to her death, and now you have a whole load of people protesting, and because of this, there is a lot of people are petitioning that the perpetrators should be punished, and also this is being done so that for the future, if ever this happens, people should know that you cannot get away with cruelty to animals. Now this has been going on for the longest time, right? We've had PETA, prevention, I've forgotten, but something about prevention of cruelty to animals only. And yet people continue unabated. It's the same thing. I mean, where we look at another human being and we think that because of their color or because of their race or because of XYZ, we can boss over them, we can bully them. It amounts to the same thing when you are doing it to an animal, right? I mean, we who died and made us God, I mean, that we can take these decisions and we can decide that, what, because it's you think they are a lower species, and just because for some reason the divine has chosen not to give them what we have, and sometimes it's a boon what we have got, being able to speak, being able to voice ourselves, and sometimes this very same thing is such a curse, isn't it? And they don't have this, right? So no matter what happens, I mean, the protest that they can do is they can cry, they can yelp, or one day they will come and they will bite you back. Elephants have got superb memory, right? They remember every single thing that happens to them at the end of the day. So it has been known that an elephant who has been tortured by a human does come back, to give them a piece of their mind, so to speak. But coming back to this whole thing of torturing an animal, I mean, like I said again, who said that we are the only intelligent ones? We are the only ones, who have a right to be here. It is like it's our planet, I mean, I really, really want to right now use an expletive, This planet belongs to everybody who is born upon it. Everybody, every being and kingdom has their contribution to make on this planet, We have started getting so far away from our true divine natures that we have a word in I think it's Urdu, darindagi, you know, don't know what is the equivalent of it in English. I'll try to figure it out, but it is like जो सबसे the dirtiest aspects of ourselves that can be there are coming to the surface now, you know, that man is being so brutal, so vicious, whether with another man or with, you know, with an animal. I hate using the word beast, it sounds very like, I don't know, any other being and kingdom. What gives us the right to do that, you know, just because they can't speak back? I mean, that gentleman or those people, I don't know, because I didn't see it. I did not have the guts to go through something else again in one day. So I have not seen it with my own eyes, as in whatever the, you know, the video of it. If there is a video also, I don't know, but I did not even want to know. But doing something like that, I mean, every being and kingdom gives birth, right? And a mother is a mother, no matter whether she is a human, whether she is a monkey, whether she's an elephant, she's a dog, you know, she's a bee, she's an ant, whatever. A mother is a mother, you know. I mean, the first instinct of a mother is to protect their child, right? What must have that being gone through when this happened to her, you know? And do you not think that, you know, they say, oh yes, this is beautiful, thank you God for reminding me. So they say that a lot of creatures, right, this also happens with snakes, you know, they have this thing that when they die, or the incident that the people that are involved, it's like a photograph, you know. In either case, this happens with everyone, but it's like a photograph has been clicked, right, in the consciousness of that being, of the perpetrators, because she took it from them, but she will remember who they were. Her consciousness will remember who they were. Do you think that they can escape? You know, we say ना कि किसी की हाय मत लो, किसी की बद्दुआ मत लो. What amount of badduas must these people have got from this innocent, gentle giant of a to-be mother? Because her first instinct must have been for her baby, right? Whatever it is that she may have felt within her body. So it is not that we can do something and actually get away with it. Okay, as humans, we here on the planet, we think, you know, no, but justice must be done, it must be put behind bars so other people won't do it. Whether that happens or that doesn't happen, the nature is the law. It is the law. What goes around comes around in some way, shape or form. You know, it is like, you remember when if the ones who've really been following, when I first started doing these videos, this was during this period of the corona, right, coronavirus pandemic. I spoke about how we created it as a collective, you know. I want you to understand once again that everything you are thinking is super powerful. everything you are thinking is going up into, now everyone has smartphones, so you know what a cloud is, right? A cloud is somewhere where your phone or your computer is storing information for you, right? Everything you are thinking is going into, let's think of it as, we use the internet, think of it as the internet of consciousness. In the internet of consciousness, your thoughts are going and creating a cloud there, okay? And more information is coming into this cloud of the same kind, because like attracts like. So the more we are going to be in a space of negativity, right, that cloud is creating and it's magnifying. It's like a rain cloud, literally. So it's getting heavier and heavier and denser till one day it is going to burst. Okay, like a rain cloud bursts and rain comes down. This is going to burst and it is going to create an entire cut film, of events, which is precisely what is happening today with the corona, with this killing of George Floyd, with this, killing of the elephant. God bless her and her baby wherever they are. Loads of love and light. May they reach an even higher consciousness. So basically, we have got to start realizing, what are we choosing for ourselves? What are we choosing for our children? Our children are of prime importance right now. They are the ones who are going to be taking our stuff, and moving ahead in life. What are we creating for them? Stop giving in to the fear. The fact is that we talk about fear, we're talking about the coronavirus and how everybody started getting into panic mode, everybody started getting into fear mode. But the fact is that it was already present in you. That fear was already present in you. We always are afraid of the unknown, right? We're afraid of nature and what it can do to us, and we're also afraid of the known, and what can happen. So the virus and this whole thing happening and you having to stay in your home, it just brought it all out, and it's kind of spiraled out of control for many people, And these things that we have heard of or we've witnessed via video or by the news or whatever is proof, So let's get into a space of, like I said yesterday, let his life not go to waste. Let the life of this elephant not go to waste, because according to me, they are both catalysts. Because on the one side is the human, right? The species that is really struggling to stay alive right now, in a certain sense, right, on the planet. Because we are the ones who have created destruction everywhere that we are, We've played with the environment in every which way possible. So everything that we put into that cloud is going to come back. and then on the other side is a representative of all the other kingdoms, of Gaia. And she is also a catalyst. She has also given her life so that everybody wakes up and starts realizing that every life is important, not just that of a human. We are each of us important. Yesterday I spoke about how everybody has this fear of missing out. So it's like, let me be seen all the time, otherwise somebody else will take my place, kind of a thing, wanting to master so that you don't become my boss. Let me be all the time on top, on top, on top, right? So once again, we need to understand that we are not masters of the other kingdom. They are gracious enough to be loving, to be kind towards us, We do not have the right to try and master them just because they cannot speak back. They are here to do their own thing. They are contributors, equal contributors to the health of this planet, just as we are. And in fact, they contribute to the health. We don't even contribute to the health, So please, like I said, let's focus on bringing into this cloud of the internet. Let's create clouds upon clouds of love, of joy, of peace, harmony. All the beautiful things that have been given to us of gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Let's focus on only doing this. I know that for some of you it's very difficult to, when fear comes up, when panic comes up, right? But like I told you, if you start communing with your own self, with your divinity here, you will find that your power to come out of that space of fear, of that space of panic, starts increasing, and these attacks, these moments of fear start decreasing. We have got to start owning up to our power. We have got to start standing up for ourselves. If we can do that successfully, like I said, if you can fill yourself, fill your cup to the brim and then let it spill over, then we're home free, I'm not saying that it's the end of everything. No, there's a lot going on right now. People are wondering, how do I cope? How do I go back to work? It's going to be taking a risk. What do I do? Right? So there's lots and lots of things going on in the minds of the collective right now. But the more you are in your inner space, centered, aligned, balanced, the less you are in a space of fear. And we need to do that with urgency right now. Urgency. It is imperative for everybody. Because this is the time. It is a very, very pivotal, transformational time on the planet. And as I don't know if this sounds weird to you, but I will still say that we are blessed to be alive at this time. Supremely blessed. Because we're actually going to be witnessing a humongous change that is going to come upon the planet in all areas of life and living, in all areas, all over the world, globally, you know. Let's hold each other's hands and walk through this. Let one another know that we are there for each other. It's going to be okay. It is okay, you know. I mean, at the end of the day, we visualize or we think, you know, fearful thoughts, right? So you have, you know, you say you want to, like I said, somebody is in fear of what do I do? How do I go to work? Right? I mean, if you're young, you're hale and hearty, you need to take that call, because if you don't do it, you'll be out of a job. Then what do? Right? So if in that eventuality, if you are so much in fear of what do I do, you know, I don't want to go to work because my work involves meeting people, right? And so that involves putting me and myself more at risk. Then you need to start thinking, because if you're going to go out there and you're going to tell your boss or whoever that, you know, this is what I'm thinking and I'm in fear, they're going to say, then don't stop, don't come, right? And then you're going to be out of a job. So you need to think through your fears also, you know. Okay, so if that eventuality happens, what do I do? What are my choices? You know, what steps can I take? You need to start thinking. There is no need to get into, you know, don't get into a state where you're stupefied, you know, like you just can't move and you're like, my brain is not functioning, I just can't think. No. Start asking the questions that you need to ask. What do I do if this happens? You know, because either we fear, firstly, for ourselves, right? Like I said, we fear nature, fear of the unknown, fear of, you know, what can happen to my loved ones, right? So whatever comes to your mind, you got to start getting into a space of tackling it from now onwards. What is coming up for me, you know? And fear is always presenting you with some issue, right? Oh my God, what if this one dies? My mother dies, you know? Oh my God, what if I lose my job, right? So it's always about a situation, about a person. So stop when that thought comes to your mind, stop, sit down, say, okay, you know, if this is going to happen, what are the action steps that I can take? Then let me start thinking about it right now, right? Doing that itself will start calming your mind, because you're bringing a solution to the problem, you know. So then the fear has to take a backseat, because you're saying, okay, shut up, let me think of what I can do if this happens to me, right? So we need to start getting into that space of not giving into it so much, and understanding that every time it is coming up inside me, let me see how I can tackle it, you know. Fear is not some hawa, you know, it's not going to come out and bite you. Can you see it? No. But you can feel it inside your body, right? When you feel it, when it's rising inside you. And when it's rising inside you, in your body, speak to it. You know, you'll know where it's rising. Everyone has different spots where they experience fear. Somebody may feel it here, you know, in the throat, they feel so choked, they can't speak. Somebody will feel it in their heart. They feel, oh my God, my heart is going to stop. Somebody will feel it in their solar plexus, Wherever it is that you are feeling it, just sit down. Start taking deep, long breaths. And mentally start talking to it and say, I know that you are coming up because you want to protect me. But I just want to tell you that I am in charge here. And I am going to figure out what I can do to tackle this. So thank you very much for coming up and showing me this issue, and now I am going to sit down and find a solution to it if and when it happens, right? Because it's always an if and when, na? It's not hard and fast. Fear can come and say, 40 years down the line, what if this happens, right? So every situation, hypothetical or real, sit with it, figure it out, and then see how whichever area of your body was in that space of fear, you'll find that place is easing up. It's not bothering you anymore, Let it go. Let it go. Fear is just thoughts creating chemicals inside your body and then rising up to overpower you. You are in charge of your body. You are in charge of your mental body, your physical body, your emotional body, and your spiritual body. You are in charge. You do not let fear get a hold on you. You see it rising, you sit with it, then you let it go, because it's done its job. It's shown you what you need to work on and work with. So let's understand once again why these things happen. They happen because somewhere, somehow, we have created this. And now, because we are so powerful and we can create stuff like this, we are equally powerful, and with the power of our love, our gratitude, we can create an even bigger cloud that will completely obliterate the cloud of negativity, even if we have participated in creating it. It matters not. When we collectively start creating a cloud of such immense magnitude, which is holding such humongous amounts of light, because of all the good thoughts, all the blessings, all the love, all the gratitude, peace, harmony that we are wishing upon our friends, our families, the world, ourselves, it will completely obliterate this cloud of negativity. It will not be able to do a thing. It will get disempowered. You have to start having the faith in yourself that you can do this, because you do not need to think that, oh, me alone, how is this possible? It's not you alone. It's all of us together. We are all in this together. Every single thing that we do, we are doing together. We have been created by one creator, no matter where we are placed on the planet, no matter which religion you may be following or not following. It matters not. We are one. Like I gave you the analogy yesterday of cutting any human being open, carcass is going to be the same inside. And once you're a skeleton and you're just lying somewhere, nobody can even identify who you are, because we all look alike. Which means that we have been engineered in the same factory, right? So the factory that created us is one. We are one, united. It is time that we stand up and we start acknowledging this, because this is the time of transmutation and transformation upon this planet, like never before, like never ever before. And we should be supremely grateful to be a part of it. This is a war. This is a holy war that you are part of. Feel privileged, feel proud that you chose to be here. Participate in this war. Be a light warrior. Be a warrior for the light, whose weapons are love, compassion, gratitude, peace, harmony, balance. Think always and always only of how you can be of better service in whichever aspect of life that you are working on right now. Whether you are a mother, when you're a mother, be the best mother. When you're a wife, be the best wife. When you're an employee, be the best employee, best boss, best whatever you can, wherever, in whichever capacity. Best cook, best maid, best XYZ. Be the best. Give it your all. Give it your all. Decide that I am going to be in gratitude for every single day of my life. I am going to be joyful on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I am going to be joyful every single day, every moment of my life. And I know that we will all have goof ups, we will all have slip ups, because that's what this journey is all about. But we fall, we get up, we dust ourselves off, and we start walking again, or dancing, or skipping, or whatever, But know that once you start doing this, and once you decide that I am not going to give in anymore to this fear pandemic, which in many cases is self-created, right? All fear is self-created. Nobody can come from there and put fear inside me. You can come and say something to me, okay, but the reaction is